Hi. Okay. Yeah. So today we're dealing with Donald Trump, and we're going to look at his chart, and not to make strong political statements, but to really try and put some character foundation behind the image that we've gotten. Okay. Okay. First step. Wait, I hadn't brought the different steps up. A second. Okay, here we go. There we are. Okay, that's good. Okay, so first step is the pattern type, and when we look at the pattern type, it's the seesaw. No, I'm just kidding. It's not the seesaw. It's the bowl type. It's all the planets on one side. It kind of almost looks like a bucket because there's one planet, moon that sticks out there, but really it's all within one side, so it operates as a bowl. And oops, where's the bowl interpretation? Okay, here we go. Okay, so the bowl, all the planets on one side of the chart within an opposition, 1/2 to almost 2/3 of the chart is empty. The bowl chart has a deep sense of being separated from 1/2 of existence. Half seems to be with you and the other half not. Because this pattern is based on the opposition there. Because this pattern is based on the opposition, there's an inherent awareness of duality. You'll embrace your concerns strongly. You'll also be powerfully aware of what does not concern you. You clearly see who you are and who you are not. You tend to champion causes and will usually go out of your way to give to others on one level or another. Your sensitivity to duality will find you questioning the purpose of existence. Okay, well, this is interesting because he has polarized the country, the world. He's brought up one specific view over another view, and he has half a solid half supporting him and a certain other half on the opposite side from him. So okay, so this, okay, when we want to get to the moon phase, when we look at this, you see the moon phase. Here's the sun at 22 degrees of Gemini. Here's the moon at 21 degrees of Sag. Almost exact opposition. It's only 1 degree off. But 22 Gemini to 22 Sag. The moon has not quite got to 22 Sag. So it's still waxing 1 more degree to the full moon. So it's the full moon to see it, but it's still the phase before the full moon. So we just put this on. We see the exact 178 degrees and 18 minutes for the sun and the moon aspect. And this makes it the waxing gibbous moon phase. It's just before the opposition of the phase leading up to the full moon. So the waxing gibbous, this is the final stage of the waxing moon. It begins at the gibbous or 3/4 moon and lasts until the exact moment of the full moon. Moonlight increases here and reaches to its maximum brightness. This covers the 3.5 days leading up to the full moon. It represents the time of greatest independence and individual expression. Creativity is highlighted. Well, so we see the moon phase, which is the one opposition that can happen in a bowl. It's this opposition of extreme independence and individual activity. So here's what I'm saying versus what I have, and The bull wants to get, here's what I know, here's what I'm saying, here's what I want to give to you. Here's what I know you want to hear. I'm getting this together for you. Okay, this is his natural projection. Under this phase, you'll be independent and very active. You need to feel free to follow your impulses and to see just how far things can go. Well, that sums up a lot. Free to follow his impulses and just see how far things can go. So at the same time, okay, like you have a strong sense of who you are and how you are so different from those around you. You are, it's just clicks in, right? You are very sensitive to extremes, but are inclined to avoid rigid commitments and obligations. So actually, he's breaking, I mean, he has his extreme views, but he changes his obligations and lets go of commitments and obligations, especially those made by other people. You will see many responsibilities in your life, but you will try to avoid them whenever possible. You have a sense of not being able to live up to family expectations. Often the past will surface and try and block the future. It should not succeed in holding you back. You will usually attempt to get a little more personal freedom in spite of any obstacles that surface across your path. Well, it's very insightful. It's behavior that's significantly observable. You are in many ways a manipulator, for better or worse. You will constantly adjust your priorities, and you will attempt to be very different than you were in the past. You are capable of avoiding commitments. You will often feel there is little you can do to help others. You can perceive just how much to adjust your social involvements to make things go the way you want. You do have a very astute perceptions about people, and you will learn much in your lifetime. In this phase, you'll try to disseminate as much information as you can. You need to express your feelings creatively. You can shed light and happiness on those around you. Do not hold back. You need to see what there is to see and what there is to do. You live your own life, but you will always be trying to find out which choices are your best. So which choices are best, not just even which choices are his best, which choices of others aren't the best. You are not the person who can or should go back home for support. The past sits as a contrast to the present. You know where you are coming from. You do not want to go back, but you are not certain of just how far ahead you can reach. It is important to find out. Well, he's certainly going to find out. Set up your own world and family as distinctly as you can. You can usually get your own way by adapting and adjusting as the opportunities arise. It is unlikely that your present situation will be anything like the past. Neither will it be like the future. Do not look back. Strive to be unique. You must choose your own lifestyle and family status and size. Your life should be interesting and filled with people who want to hear what you have to say. Not many people will be able to keep up with you. So what? Well, between the ball type trying to pour things over and the independent type having his ideas to put them out and everything's with me and not here's me and here's them, he really has pushed himself individually up to a position, a great invocation where he's pushing his ideas on others. He's certainly not sensitive to other people's ideas, but he's certainly projecting his out to see how far they can go. So it's a fairly picturesque presentation. I mean, he's a very dramatic person, and you can certainly see up till now, and between the bull type and the moon phase, he's really living up to his projections, and you can see his basic, essential behavior pattern of having to get attention, having to push his things, how to see how far it can go without caring for the consequences or being so much receptive to others, except as they advantage his opportunities. Okay, so we get to the third step, is the sun, moon, and ascendant. So here we see the opposition, the sun in Gemini, the moon is Sagittarius, and the ascendant's in Leo. So we have Gemini, Sag, Leo. So 3 fire, 2 air, points in air. So you're seeing a tremendous amount of adaptability and mutability and a little bit of proud determination from that Leo ascendant. Certainly between the Gemini wanting to know everything and the Sag feeling they understand everything, there's never going to be a quiet moment here. This is somebody who's always thinking, always reassessing, always adapting his outlook. Okay, so it's still, most of the patterns, they're all masculine. It's all masculine, no feminine between the sun, ascendant, and moon. So it's projective more than reflective. Air and fire, not earth or water. You don't get sympathy from them. You don't get practical considerations from them. You get his ideas and his inspirations. Okay. It's now, that's a good beginning. That's enough of a beginning. We're not trying to understand everything. We're trying to get first stages, just these basic, simple hits, often incredibly useful. Okay, now, I want to get to the seasons. Okay, here we want the signs. We want to get the points in the signs. Okay, and we have 1 point I have in Taurus, 3 points I think in Gemini, 3 points I feel in Cancer. Well, we didn't see that from the main factors up till now, but there are 3 points in Cancer, 3 points I will in Leo, 2 points I balance, 2 points understand. I will, I balance, I will, I think, I feel, I will, I balance, I understand, I have. So okay, so his thinking is sun, his understanding is the moon. The sun and moon oppose each other. We'll come to the feeling as we come to the 3 planets in Cancer. But when we're looking at the daylight increasing, darkness increasing, 10 points darkness is increasing, 4 points daylight increasing. So actually, he's in his projection of his independence, of his high individuality from the pattern type, from the moon phase to push his individual expression, he's actually moving, increasing, he's moving towards commitments, greater responsibilities, towards the 10 points darkness increasing, towards belonging, towards participating, towards being more meaningful to others. So in that way, how could a presidency, that's probably the most important to others. It's certainly a position that allows his ideas to affect the most people. But we see the daylight is greater and 10 and darkness is greater. So the daylight is greater. He's going to do things his own way, but he's going to try and push that independence. His independence is there, but it's still moving him into affecting other people, being involved with other people, with the darkness increasing. So as darkness increasing, that's the increase of sharing, of involvement, of responsibilities, and the repercussions of commitments.